Have you ever just felt lost and you didn't know where you were heading? You didn't know heads from tails. You didn't know north from south, east from west, and you were just trotting along, trying to get your head above water, as it were? Well, this is the path of a leader every single day sometimes. I know for me, there are times in my life where I feel like everything I do is failing. Nothing I do works, and everything I put my hands to just seems to crumble like a old piece of paper in my hands. But I'm here to encourage you. Don't give up. Because the greatest gift that we can have as leaders is the ability to dream. So let's dream big together. This is Uncuffed, and I'm Uncuffed. I'm so happy that you're here, just taking a peek to listen, because this episode 1, is all about big dreams and killer expectations. The thing is, most of the time when we feel lost, it's because we are dreaming so big, but our expectations aren't being met. And because our expectations aren't being met, we see things from a negative connotation. And it's very easy to go down that road. It's probably the easiest thing we can do is to start feeling defeat, deflated. But as leaders, we can't stay lost for too long. We have to pick up ourselves, put our shoes on, and find someone who will take us to the next destination, whatever that might be. The thing that a leader has to understand is in the midst of being lost, there's always someone who is close enough to find us. Some people call them mentors. Some people may call them their leaders or their heroes, but they are people that are there to pick us up. Here's the thing. Here's how you know if you have a mentor that is good. They foster your dream. They don't put their expectations on you because they understand that life isn't about expectations. Because if you've led long enough, you know that all of your expectations will eventually fall to ash. Think about it as a parent. If you are a parent and you're watching this, you know if your kids are old enough, you can do all of the training, all of the work that it takes to be a perfect parent, and your child can still go down the wrong path. Whatever expectations you had for them may be good, may be pure, but they are going to make their own decisions. Just like in the working world. When we as leaders put our expectations on our team, we actually stifle their ability to grow. What we should be doing, what good mentors do, what great leaders do, is fostering those dreams. Giving people the room and the grace to fail and to stumble, but to get themselves up and to keep moving forward. When we place expectations on people, that is our selfishness coming out. That is our desire for either peace or comfort or sanity, putting the pressure on someone else to make us happy. And that's not really fair. As a parent, that's not fair to your children. As a leader, that's not fair. So let's just stop it right now. So if you are looking for a mentor, find someone who will encourage your dreams, who will steer you in the right direction, will walk with you, and will help you understand that you may think that the path to success is here, but it may be over there. And that's okay. It may take you 5 years when you had a 1-year plan for it. It may take you 10 years when you had a 5-year plan for it. But as long as you're moving towards that goal, and as long as the journey is teaching you something, that's all that matters. So why dreams? Dreams aren't really real, right? They're just within our imagination. Why are they so important? I think without dreaming, we lose a sense of self. When I was a kid, I dreamt about a lot of things. I wanted to be a paleontologist. I wanted to be an NFL coach. I wanted to be a successful businessman. There were so many things that I wanted to be. My mom allowed me to dream that way. My dad didn't. That's a whole nother story there. But I was given the opportunity by my mother to dream a little bit. However, when I went to school, my teachers had their own expectations, right? We all know that. School is not designed to allow you to dream. It's designed to put you through the ringer of expectations. Do this so you can succeed here, get these grades, go to this school, get this job, so on and so forth. You understand. But when we allow kids to dream, we allow them to see possibilities beyond what's right in front of their noses. And that's how we get a workforce that is more engaged, more inviting, higher achieving, more efficient, because we are allowing people to take something that may be mundane and root and just expand it and make it grow. How crazy is that? That to me makes dreams worthwhile. But when we place those expectations on people, we stifle that, we smother it. We put the focus on the immediate result and not the potential result. We say, as long as you stay within this box, you can work here. We don't care about whether or not you can produce more. We just want you to stay in this little box. Forget that box. That box doesn't help anybody. Actually, if you're a boss or a leader and you keep your people in a box, you're not even helping yourself. You may think you are, but you're not. Dreams unlock a plethora of opportunities, not only for our people, but for us. So let's take a good hard look at ourselves if we are someone that leads with expectations. Are you possibly killing someone's dreams? Are you possibly destroying your organization? Are you possibly destroying your kids and your family because you're afraid to step outside of your comfort zone? You're afraid to feel a little bit of discomfort? Or are you willing to say, am I willing to say, it may not be perfect the first time or the second time or the 20th time, but I'm going to allow my team to dream. We're going to try different things. We're going to do different things. We're going to test and push the boundaries, no matter how large our corporation is, no matter how much pressure I'm getting from my higher ups in the organization, because in the long run, I'm trying to make it better for all of us. Are we willing to fight for our people in that way? I hope so. I really hope so. The best thing I can tell you is that when you are able to dream again and you're able to see more for your life, things just come together better. They really do. The less expectations we have for other people and for ourselves, the more we get to see how God knit the fabric of our story into his story, we become so much more grateful for the things that we have because we're able to see better ways of using them. We're able to tap into the richness of his story in order to benefit ourselves. We're able to see how he used other people in similar situations to do greater things than they themselves thought were possible. So I dare say dreaming is far more important than we give it levity. Dreaming is the key to unlocking a future beyond what we can see. And here's the thing. When you are guiding someone who has big dreams, you are bearing a weight. You are saying to them, hey, I'm going to carry some of this load with you because I know that when you hit a roadblock or when you stumble, I'm going to need to pick you up a little bit too. I know that I'm going to need to rescue you at times. I know that I'm going to need to listen to whatever complaints. I know that I'm going to need to suffer alongside of you because I can see what the other side can look like even when you can't. So it's going to be a tough one. But again, it's so worth it. As a leader in my church, I get to oversee volunteers. And let me tell you, overseeing volunteers is fun, but it's a lot harder than paid employees. For this simple reason, volunteers are not tethered by a paycheck. So you have to do a lot more to encourage them to keep going. Because at any point, they can say, I'm done. So what is it that I do as a leader to keep my volunteers engaged? I let them dream. When they come to me with ideas, I try my best to explore them with them. It's very easy to be cynical and say, no, that's not going to work. That's a terrible idea. But how about, okay, tell me more about that. How can we get that started? Let's try it out. Go ahead. And then you know what I do? I give them ownership of it. So not only do they own the bad results, but they get to own the great results. They get to own all the successes, and I get to celebrate with them. What I mean by owning the bad results is we acknowledge it, we come up with a plan to make it better, or say it didn't work in the first place, and then I say, okay, I gave the permission, that's on me, but we're going to own this thing. We're not going to skirt it under the rug. You're not going to act like you didn't, play a role, and I'm not going to act like I didn't play a role. We're going to own this thing. But whenever the success comes around, they own that. It's not easy. Sometimes things fail a lot. But I can definitely tell you there is a bond and a unity that comes with sharing dreams together. I was once the manager of a local movie theater near where I live now, and I dealt with all manners of employee issues, from death to miscarriage to latenesses. I mean, we even had a flood inside the building from a torrential downpour come through and just kind of destroy a lot of things. But the things that were the hardest were those conversations about behavior. And particularly, I had an employee that was late all the time, never more than 5 minutes. But the other team members were noticing. The worst thing I could have done when I had a conversation with this person would have been to say, you need to show up to work on time. This is the expectation, blase, blase, so forth. You know why? Because if that person was anything like me, they would have shut down and they probably would have quit. But I'm happy to say I took a different approach. I talked about the dream and the goal and the mission for the organization and how I saw them playing a role in there. And then I asked that person to share what their dream is for their future. And I kind of tied that into the mission of the organization. And then we talked about the action steps that would be needed in order to make that happen. And I'm happy to say that a few months later, that person was promoted. That person was a phenomenal supervisor because I didn't squash their dream of being part of the company long term. And I certainly didn't make them feel out of sorts for being 5 minutes late. I wasn't going to destroy someone's form of income for that. I wanted to see the best in them. So I didn't want to put my expectations on them. I wanted to give them something to galvanize their actions. And I gotta say, it helped. So go ahead and try that one of these days. See if that'll help. Try communicating to your team in dreams versus expectations. And let me know. Send me a message, comment on it. Let me know how it goes. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. We have to remember the importance of dreams and how they create a certain vitality in people. The minute our dreams die, our bodies and minds follow suit. So if you are someone who lives in a world of expectations, maybe you've created those expectations, maybe you put those expectations on your family, friends, kids, coworkers, I'm going to challenge you to dream a little bit. I want you to go back to the time when you had the biggest dreams of your life. Hold on to those and see if those dreams can't still be alive today for you. Water someone else's dream. Guide them. Foster that relationship to push them towards their dreams as well. And if you are a dreamer, don't stop believing, baby, because it may not happen the way you think it will, but if you keep on going, your dreams are going to light up your world and someone else's. Thank you so much for being a part of Uncuffed. It's a pleasure to be able to talk to you about leadership and especially dreams. So dream big, my friends. Don't kill people with expectations and lead well.